world of endurance road rallying. I am Anne-Marie and I am here at the Ross-on-Wye event to help explain to you this exciting form of motorsport. And who better to ask than the competitors themselves.
What attracted you to endurance road rallying?
Well, I've always rallied on road rallies and I wanted to continue. I also like stage events and it's a real good mixture of both.
It's a relatively cheap form of getting out and having some good fun. You're on equal terms because you're all in similar cars. John has said before, if you're going out staging, as I did for many years, you've got to have a really competitive car. It costs a lot of money now. But with this, we're out having a good day's sport. It's on the go all day. You're doing tests, driving road sections, then the night bet, and it all balances up at the end of it. It's not just about as fast as you can go, it's getting the tests right and the road bits right. You've got to be on the go.
It's a bit of a step up from road rallying, but doesn't have the expense or the sort of overheads which are associated with stage rallying.
And is that what attracted you to endurance road rallying?
Yeah. Value for money. Yeah, basic. No frills, no nonsense.
Much cheaper, I was going to say, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've done other disciplines of motorsport, and I suppose it's on par with those. I've done hill climbing, things like that. Yeah. It's on par, but compared to the hill climb, for example, the amount of time you get in the car on an endurance rally is huge. I mean, the hill climb, you're in the car for 4 minutes competitively.
I've been rallying for about 20 years myself. Got into the endurance rallying scene probably about 5 or 6 years ago now.
So what would you say the main differences between stage rallying and endurance road rallying are?
Fundamentally, I think the cost. You stand a much more realistic chance of being competitive on endurance rallies than you do on stage rallying with a moderate budget.
You're not allowed to have any support crews or anything. That's one of the plus factors as far as I'm concerned, because it makes it cheaper. But it is all about teamwork between driver and navigator. If you're not a good team, then you ain't going to go very far.
So what attracted you to endurance road rallying?
The amount of tests we get to do when we do finish a rally, the people, a great bunch of people that you meet at every rally, and the price is fairly reasonable for myself because I don't have too much that we can do, and it's easier than going stage rallying for me because I can't afford all the helmet and the safety gear to go with that. So it's a good budget motorsport for me to enter in. Excellent, well, it's fantastic fun. But any rally's fun. This is fundamentally built on everyone having a good day.
Brilliant.
Everyone having a good day, having a laugh, and getting back to the finish and telling everyone else about it.
Now, some people say that endurance road rallying is boring. What would you say to that?
No, we've got no idea what we're going to do today, so it's all going to be first time, first see, first go. So no, it can't be boring at all.
You can't. There's no way that you can say that whipping along up to 70 miles an hour in between the trees, round gravel tracks, and through farmyards and stuff like that. There's no way that can that be boring.
It's constant action, always something happening. It seems quite a big gap between different stages, but there is always something going on. You need to be aware all the time and on your toes.
Absolutely not. It's fantastic. It's great fun. You know, the off-road venues are absolutely fantastic. You know, you're absolutely ragging on, full on maximum attack, and you've got the road rally element, overnight to,
I would say come and do one because it's a real mixture of disciplines. So it's also about the navigator being accurate and precise in what he says and what he does, as well as the driver having to be quick and accurate in what he does.
What a great form of motorsport endurance road rallying is. It's affordable, exciting, and you get so much time in these wonderful cars. So what about the cars? Well, let's hear from Colin Knott, who will tell us what it takes to prepare a car for an endurance road rally event.
Well, it's very straightforward, really. It's basically a standard 1400cc car.
Right.
So you have to run standard engine, standard gearbox. There are some safety features that are mandatory, such as half a roll cage in the rear of the car, full harness seat belts. You have to run mud flaps on the vehicle as well, and there's also a mandatory tyre that you have to use.
Right.
There's some other features that are recommended as well. It would be recommended to have a sump guard under the car, for example, and maybe some sort of race rally type seat that actually holds you in better. Oh, you also need an extinguisher as well.
Ah, I see. Of course, you definitely need an extinguisher. So how would the cost of endurance rallying compare to other forms of motorsport?
I would say that it's probably the most inexpensive form of rallying.
So really anybody could have a go at this?
Yes, anybody can have a go at it, yes.
Some good advice there from Colin. Now, as you can see, some of these cars are almost standard, but some have a few modifications. But something they all have in common, they all have a navigator. Now, to help me explain the role of a navigator, I have David Thorpe.
Well, my role as a navigator is to point the driver in the right direction. We've got long road sections between selectives, and the selectives are usually held on private land. Could be anything from an airfield, which is nice, wide and open, and I've got to direct the driver around the cones, which can be quite difficult, especially in the dark, but it's all good fun.
So, is that all it involves, driving around an airfield, or is there more to it?
Oh, there's a lot more to it. The tests can be all from private estates through private woods, and then you get the nighttime road rally sections, which is where the driver shines.
Sounds like a very exciting job. So I'm now joined by Angie, who is navigating in this fantastic car. What is your role in this endurance road rally?
Well, it's to make sure that we take the right route at all times, that I try and understand all the rules, know where all the fuel stops are and everything, because we've got quite a small tank in this.
Yeah.
So we have had a few scary moments on rallies where we've been running out of petrol.
Yeah.
So it's really important to know what's coming up ahead, how many miles we've got to do between the two different selectives, and just as a calculate that we've got enough fuel to do it, plus calculating distances just to keep him on the right track all the time. And sometimes it's really hard if it's dead dusty.
So I'm joined by Georgina, who is navigating in today's rally. What attracted you to endurance road rallying?
From a navigational perspective, it's definitely a challenge. Compared to, say, single venue rallying or something like that. It's a real team effort. The car's got to be performing, the navigator's got to be performing, and the driver's got to be doing it, where some of the other stuff I do, frankly, it's not. It's more about the driver. So
is it about how fast you go, or navigating?
Navigating accurately, yes.
Yes, very good answer.
Fast, but if you go wrong, it's no good.
Exactly, yeah. Now, how does this compare to stage rallying?
It's good fun. It's very different, but yeah, it's more of a challenge, I think. But that's from a navigational perspective.
And what about the cost?
It's cheaper, yes. Yeah, obviously the entry fee is cheaper, and you usually get more miles for your entry fee, so that's really good. But yes, and it's friendly as well.
Yeah, that's what we've noticed today. Actually.
Yeah.
It's very friendly.
I mean, I've only been doing a few events, but I get to know more and more people, and everyone's always pleased to see you, help you out. I mean, between my brother and I, we have no idea about mechanics in a car, but there's always someone to help and give advice. So it's a perfect starter for us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Georgina. There is no doubt endurance road rallying is great fun, both fast and challenging for the driver and the navigator. But what are the special tests and selectives all about? I caught up with David Axford to find out more. Hello, Dave.
Morning, Anne-Marie. Well, the selectives could be anything from a concrete car park, farmers' tracks, or even a forest track.
Now that sounds rather like a stage rally.
Yes, it's very similar, but the average speed is a lot slower than a stage event. It's timed at 40 miles an hour. The organisers may also take measures to slow down the tests.
And how do they manage to slow down the tests?
It may be something as simple as cones on a corner, so we go a tighter way around the corner to slow us down, or even stopping at a control within the test, getting a signature and then carrying on again.
Now, are all those things safe?
Yes, quite safe. It keeps the average speeds down, we don't reach such high speeds, and it also keeps the cars flowing through the test, so we're not having problems with cars catching up with each other.
Fantastic. That sounds brilliant. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Now, I did hear a whisper of championships.
Well, I'm a member of the committee on the championship, and we do strive to keep everything moving forward in the right direction. Consistency in events, consistency in numbers. Each event is unique, but we try and keep the championship uniform, where the same points are awarded on each event, and it's not necessarily the same crews that are always at the top. So far, we've had different winners at both different events. But yeah, I mean, the championship is on the move. I mean, higher numbers than we've had in registrations from previous years, and it looks to be a trend that is continuing. So hopefully 2013 is going to be all about time in the car, and it's going to be fun.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you to everyone here at the Ross Endurance Road Rally. It's been fantastic learning about what it takes to make this form of motorsport. And I hope that more of you take part in organising or competing yourselves, because you'll have an absolutely fantastic time if you do. And now, Angie is just going to point me in the right direction to the keys and we'll get out of here.
For more information about endurance road rallying, visit the MSA Go Motorsport or Endurance Road Rally Championship websites. Or even better, join the discussions on M&H Photography Forum, where fellow competitors are there to help you get started. Come and join us in rallying's best kept secret.